Sensei DePalma here. Going to continue what we've been working on with our basic self-defense techniques. Again, I want to reiterate that the reason for this series of techniques is to really open you up to the idea that when you're in a confrontational situation, it doesn't feel the same way as the controlled environment that most people practice in. Most people practice in a very comfortable level, you know, somewhere between 80 to 100 beats a minute is where their heart is at. And even when you go into tournament play, you know, like you're going into a jiu-jitsu or a grappling tournament, or, you know, even the UFC fighters, they're usually around 120 beats a minute for their heart rate. But when you move into a confrontation situation for real, it tends to be around 140 or higher, which means that your fine motor skills are now gone, and your gross motor skills are what's kicking in, which really is going to, you know, really concentrate on you relying on, you know, more like charging and techniques that are going to show up for you under pressure. So I know last week we discussed how to control the way that our opponent is going to strike us by getting into our basic stance here and having our hands out in front of us while we're talking, so that A, we don't have to race our opponent, and B, he most likely will not punch into your hands. He's going to come around you and hit you with a hook. Well, today what I'd like to do is talk about the scenario of the guy who is still going to continue to throw straight punches at you. That's what he does. He feels like his power is going to be enough to get through your frame. He's gonna hit you in the face. So again, the beauty about this basic stance is A, we still do not lay our cards on the table and show our opponent, yes, we want to fight. And B, when our opponent decides to attack us, we're already in a stance. Our hands are up. We don't have to bring our hands up from our side as our first move. Our hands are already up, so now we can react with a technique. So again, today I have Sensei Omar Khan here, and what he's going to do is he's going to demonstrate throwing a straight punch at me. So my hands are in this position. He's going to come in for a straight punch. I'm going to meet his fist. Now, I know in a lot of traditional systems, what happens is we wait for the punch to get to us, and you might block, you know, with something like this. You might block with a different type of block. A boxer is going to tend to do a single-handed parry more. Well, for this technique, what we're going to be doing, especially since it's a fight situation, this is actually what I call a crowd block. We're going to crowd his fist with our hands. So my hands are in this position. He strikes. I'm going to attack his fist and move his hand down. It makes it very difficult for him to come across with another punch with any type of authority, right? So right after we do that, I'm going to take his hand, I'm going to bring it down, and then I'm going to attack his face with both hands. I'm going to be right into his face. You see now that his arm is trapped in this area, and if he tries to come back across with a hook, he can't do it because he can't really reach me. And if he does, it's going to be, you know, very light, nothing with any type of power. Somebody might ask, well, what if he throws with the other hand? It's the same technique, guys. My hands are here. He throws with this hand, boom. It's the same type of thing. I'm right here in his face. I want to get control of him, okay? So that's very important. So once we get to there, then we can use some other techniques that we know. Something I like to do more than anything else is I always like to get my opponent's face up, because down here on the back of your legs, these things are like door hinges, guys. These things bend really easy. So if I can get somebody's head up with all that aggression, I'm going to have a pretty easy time getting them down to their back. So again, he's going to throw a straight punch on me. I'm going to show you how to finish slowly, and then we'll bring it up to full speed so you can see what it looks like fully executed. So here I am. He's going to throw a straight punch. Boom. I'm going to block it. I'm going to step into his face, and I'm going to take him down, right, to his back. I'm always going to follow through on the ground, guys, with a stomp, a hammer fist, a palm, right? In this particular case, it will most likely be a stomp. A lot of times I see people follow through with those knuckle punches, and I think they'd change their mind very quickly if their opponent was to move their head and they were to punch the ground with their knuckles. I think they would change their opinion of hitting on the ground with their knuckles. We're not wearing gloves, guys, and a lot of things can happen down there. So I would urge you to stomp and move on. Okay, so basically, like I did before, I attacked the fist, I moved into his face, and I attacked. In this case, I ended up pushing his face up towards the sky, collapsing his lower back, and driving him into the ground. I'm going to bring it in at a pretty close to full speed now.